What if I told you that your need to see the evidence of your manifestation or your desires is nothing more than a bad habit? And what if I also told you that there is just one thing that you need to do in order to break this habit and to simultaneously stop resisting your desires from manifesting? Because needing to see it is a big ball of resistance when you are trying to manifest things into your reality. And if you stay here, you're going to continue to block yourself unnecessarily. And you will kind of be on an endless loop of frustration and probably also exhaustion. So let's avoid this altogether, shall we? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Traci. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I offer one-on-one coaching and I also offer group coaching. You can find more details about all of that in the description down below. All right, you guys, let's get into it. So you've probably learned all about manifesting. Maybe you've also learned about Neville, law of assumption, changing beliefs. You've learned a lot. But you still haven't bought the pearl, as Neville calls it, the pearl of great price. And you still haven't gone all in on believing in your power. And you still are sort of wishing, longing, waiting for your desires, but you don't really believe them with the conviction needed to bring them about. And so nothing seems to be working. Does this sound familiar? Well, if it sounds familiar, I want you to know that you're not alone. This is one of the biggest things that I've seen hold back the clients that I worked with after we go through all the belief changes, doing the work to uncover their beliefs and then changing the beliefs, clearing out old emotions, stuck events, circumstances from the past. We clear everything out. We do the work together. We clear everything out and we get back to a clean slate, where they're now ready to manifest effortlessly and step back into the role of being the effortless creator they're meant to be. Some of my clients still struggle. I've seen this happen. And when we get to the bottom of why they are still struggling after clearing out so much of the past and the programming and the old unprocessed emotions, the beliefs that were never theirs to begin with, it is because of this. They have this, I guess we'll call it a block. They have this hindrance that they still are not going all in on themselves. And they still sort of in the back of their mind somewhere think, well, I'll go all in, I'll believe it when I see it. And really, truly deep down, they still need to see it. They still are waiting for the big evidence to show up for them to go all in on themselves, really. Go all in on acknowledging their power and owning their power. Now, sometimes there's a deeper thread of trauma that needs to be processed, healed, and released. This is what I see with some of the people who we discover have this going on. Some, deep fear of being let down, feeling like they need to protect themselves or something like this that is holding them back from going all in. Sometimes it's a deep wound that creates a fear block, meaning they won't allow themselves to trust themselves and go all in on what they really truly are, who they truly are. But a lot of times this is quite easily overcome, especially after doing all the work, the clearing work that we do in my coaching program. By the way, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can join the waitlist to do so, or you can also join my next live group coaching program that is starting in just a few short weeks, days maybe, depending on when you watch this video. So you can check out the information in the description down below. And yes, back to the part where I was talking about this is quite easily overcome. Good news, right? So this is quite easily overcome once you do the clearing work by spending more time where, you guessed it, in your inner world, in your imagination. Cultivating, spending more time cultivating the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You see, this needing to see it, to believe it, is something that is just sort of a bad habit. We grew up relying on the external world for validation, for making us think, feel, believe things. We grew up this way, and we practiced, we've lived this way of taking our cue from external circumstances, allowing external circumstances to dictate what we think, feel, and believe. We've practiced this for so long, decades for most people. And so this way of operating is autopilot until you simply break the habit. And it's quite a bad habit, and one that is absolutely needs to be broken in order to master the art of creating your reality consciously. You see, the 3D reality is nothing but shadows, or another way of saying it is 3D reality is nothing more than a reflection of your past and dominant states of being, past thoughts and dominant states of being. And so if you rely on this reflection to dictate your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, you're essentially doing nothing more than regurgitating old stuff, right? Stuff that you've already, it's your reflection, right? So if you look at your reflection and you go, oh, this is what's real. Well, no, that's what came from you. And now you're looking at it and saying, that's real, right? So it's like a form of regurgitation. When you put it this way, it's quite easy to see why you would want to break this habit. I know that it's clear to see. I know that you guys can easily understand this, what I'm talking about, this thing called regurgitation. It's easy, super easy to understand. This isn't difficult to understand, and even how to do it, but actually doing it, and actually doing it on a regular, consistent basis until this becomes your new normal is something else entirely. It's completely different. You see, this isn't just a one-time thing. Okay, yeah, this one time I'll choose my thoughts and feelings and beliefs based on what I choose, right? So you do this one time, and then 24 hours later, you're back to reacting to the 3D and regurgitating old stuff, recycling it and figuring out and overanalyzing it and trying to figure out, why is it here? You get my point? You see, you go back to the old habit in a snap. So this is the thing that isn't, super easy. I know it's easy to understand. Everyone, I mean, I'm assuming you guys, it's pretty easy to look at this information that Neville's teaching, that I teach on my channel and all of my videos. 3D reality is a reflection of you, but to live by it, to be it, to not slip back into the old pattern way of being, that's where the work comes in. And it's okay that it's a little bit of work. I want you guys to have grace for yourself because, again, like I was saying before, you've had this old pattern way of being where you allowed 3D reality to tell you what to think, feel, and believe for so long, right? So it's the most natural thing, but not the most helpful thing when you want to consciously start to create your life on purpose. So I want you to have grace with yourself as you break this habit and as you develop a new habit, a brand new habit. So it's not about watching the video and understanding it. This isn't difficult to understand at all. But doing it, that's another story altogether. Now, it doesn't have to be difficult to do either. I'm not trying to put that on you. I don't want you guys to think that it's difficult. I'm just letting you know that if you watch this video and you're like, yeah, I get it. Okay, good. That's great. That's the starting place. But now I want you to also put it into practice. And putting it into practice, you may not nail it the first try. You might put it into practice and then you might hit a challenging point. Okay, no problem. But don't give up on the information, right? That's so easy to understand. Don't give up on it. Go and put it back into practice. Watch this video again. Do whatever you need to do. Read some Neville. Whatever you need to do to get yourself back to this information and to applying it. Because again, understanding it doesn't really mean anything. You have to understand and be able to use it and apply it and create a new habit with it, a new way of being, a new normal for how you've always done things. That is what can seem a little bit challenging at first. And if you truly do understand this, then why not keep at it when it gets challenging and keep reminding yourself that you are not a regurgitator. You are not. You are an unlimited creator. You don't need to take your cue from something that has already taken its cue from you, i.e. the 3D reality. You don't need to see anything to believe it or feel it or experience it. This is the power and the magnificence of your imagination. You can feel, believe, experience anything you choose in your imagination right now. Everything already exists right now and can be accessed through your states of consciousness. Creation is finished. Everything is following you. So you create the habit of living more in your imagination more dominantly. This is where everything originates. If you know it or not, it's true. If you are aware of it or not, it's the source of everything. So now that you are watching this video, and again, you've probably seen me in other videos, you've read Neville, you're not new to this information, I'm assuming. If you are, welcome. Your life is about to change. Go and watch all my other videos and come back to this one. And this is where I'm giving you the pep talk that you have to apply it. And it's not hard, but you have to create consistency, right? So that when you are when you're slipping back into needing to see something, to believe something, what do? You don't dwell there. You don't slip back into, spiraling and spending days or upon weeks there. It's just a bad habit. So when you catch yourself slipping back into that, you just need to recognize, oh, look, I'm slipping back into the old habit. Okay, well, that old habit feels really comfy and really cozy and really familiar, but it is basically me being a regurgitator. I'm not a regurgitator. I'm an infinite creator. So if what I see right now isn't what I want to create more of, I need to disengage from that and go where? Go inside, go in my imagination where I can feel and experience everything right now. So you create a new habit of going inside more often, going into your imagination, feeling the wish fulfilled more frequently. If you are waiting for something to be out there to feel better, this is a trap. It's a trap. Waiting gets you more waiting, more evidence that confirms you are waiting. Yes, you are. You are waiting. So don't wait. It doesn't make sense. I've talked about this in other videos. Waiting doesn't make sense. Everything is waiting on you. Creation is finished. What are you waiting for? There's nothing to wait for. Everything is here now. So everything that you want to experience, everything that you want to be, everything that you're being called to step into exists now. You're the only one holding back. And again, maybe you're just doing it out of old habits, right? That's okay. Totally fine. Totally fine. But now you're in the process of creating new habits. When you're looking for something, needing something, longing for something, you stop looking for it out there. You catch yourself. Oh, that was the old habit. Okay. I'm no longer a regurgitator. I'm an infinite creator, unlimited creator, powerful creator. So I'm going to break that habit and I'm going to practice the habit of going within and going into feeling the wish fulfilled now using my imagination. Everything is available to me now in my imagination and I can feel it and I can experience. Whoa. I can experience it now. It's really windy out there. Okay, that scared me. I can experience it now. Okay, so let's recap, you guys. You know all about manifesting, all the techniques, that reality is following you, law of assumption. An assumption, when persisted in, must harden into fact. And yet you still struggle sometimes to believe it. And you're still feeling like, well, I'll really believe it when I see it. Okay? And yes, as I mentioned earlier, clearing out old beliefs, emotions, thoughts, it's all necessary. It's all really, really helpful. And you understand that reality is taking its cue from you. And in order to see something different, you have to first be different on the inside. Your imagination and your state of being is the thing that changes first, right? We're not looking for something to change out there, and we're not waiting for something to change out there. And you understand that reality is taking its cue from you. This is really easily corrected by creating a new habit of giving more attention and importance and life to your inner world. Every time you feel you are needing to see it, you remind yourself that you are creating a new habit, a new way of being, and you go back to fulfillment on the inside. You go back to an imaginal act or an affirmation, whatever shifts you back into this state of the wish fulfilled, back into your creator seat, as I call it. And you do this not once, and then 24 hours later, you go back to regarding 3D as real and true and, reacting basically. No, you go back to going within dominantly and finding the fulfillment on the inside. This is your new habit, your new normal, your new go-to. When you master this, which is called living in the end, by the way, you master creating your reality. It's just that simple, and let's be honest, just that difficult. Okay? It takes practice. If you can create this new habit, this new normal, this new way of being, your reality has no choice but to follow you. It is following you already. It doesn't stop following you. You're the one that goes back and forth from I'm creating to why is this happening to me? You're the one that doesn't stay consistent. Now, all you have to do is create the consistency and the habit of starting at your end and living there. As I always say, the consistency you want to see in your outer reality starts with you. You have to be consistent first. If you want to see it in your specific person, in your money situation, in your job, in your appearance, anything, you want to be more consistent externally, you have to be consistent in your assumption and in your state of being first. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. Super happy to share this one with you guys. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're committed to creating this new habit, this new way of being, this consistency within you, and watching everything around you shift and change, because it has to. If you stay in the state of the wish fulfilled, your reality has no choice, because it's following you. It's always following you. All right, you guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.